Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and happy Friday to you all. Hopefully your week is wrapping up nicely. Let us continue with the VIVIZ drop. We checked out the title track, Maniac. It was brilliant. It was so much fun. But we have more songs to check out because this came with an EP. Once again, this has dropped with an EP. I need to pull up album credits very quickly. But we have the rest of the B-sides to check out. This is VIVIZ's fourth mini album, I believe, the Versus EP, and I'm very excited for it. The track record, should it continue off of the title track, this album could become one of my favorite VIVIZ projects that has dropped so far. And for me, VIVIZ have... I mentioned it in the MV video, but I really haven't given them enough attention for as much as I love the group that they came out of in GFriend. Like, for me, musically, they've been kind of... like, I don't have a problem with their music per se, but for some reason, the most memorable era for me when it comes to their music has been that Bop Bop era and that Beam Prism EP. I don't know why, because I've listened to the other EPs. We watched the Various and listened through the entire Various EP on the channel when that dropped, and for some reason my brain just always reverts back to the debut album, and I don't know why. But I'm hoping that this album gives me an excuse to just binge listen to a whole lot of VIVIZ music. So let's do just that. DJ, roll the intro. For some reason, that took a lot longer to find than I thought. Maybe because it dropped yesterday, it's a little bit harder to find. But okay, it's a 5-track mini. Title track in slot number 1, which works in my favor because we can go 2 through 5 and just fly through them one by one. If you're new around here, I've never been around for an album listen before. What we do here, listen through every single song. The timeline below is going to be chapter based off whatever song we're listening to, so you can skip ahead to a certain B-side of your choice if you so choose to. I'm going to read through the song credits before every single song, and that's how we do things around here. Now, I'm going to read through the Maniac credits real quick. So, lyrics, Kuyorum, composition, Jack David Brady, Jordan Michael Roman, Chloe Kopoloff, Austin Nicole Wolf, TMN, and the VIVIZ on arrangement, which takes us to track number 2 on the album. This is Untie. I kept thinking it was Unite because I'm dyslexic today. Elisa from 153 Jumbas on lyrics, definitely checked out a couple of her works. Composition, Ryan S. Jun, Lino Liyama, Elsa Curran, Kella Armitage, and then arrangements, Ryan S. Jun and Leno Linjama. I think we've had a Ryan S. Jun song or two this week already on album listens and stuff. So let's see what this is going to be. Boom. I also don't know what the accuracy of these color-coded lyric videos are going to be. This is just the first set that I found that had views and that had everything from beginning to end on the album, so we're going to use it. Oh. Rapper, okay, okay. I was wondering how they're gonna switch it into that pre-chorus. I like this transition here. Okay. Got a little clubby with it. Clubby? Runway? One of the two? It's definitely got that strut your stuff kind of vibe. take it major for that descending scale. Interesting. Also, lots of rapping. Very unlikely for a VIVIZ track, I feel like. I'm not mad at it though, it's very fitting for this. But this pre-chorus, everything for me. And then straight into the chorus. Oh, thank God. I thought that was the end of the song. Oh, we're still going. Yeah, the pre-choruses and the bridges in this song are so nice. I love how loud they get. Minimal beat for the start of the final chorus. Pause. Oh my goodness. Okay. That's just a groove. That is capital G groove and very tasteful indeed. Yeah, they came swinging after the title track. It's like hearing that kind of music, like knowing what individually the members sound like and are capable of doing. The first song you think about when you think of these three would not be a Runway Club song of this nature, and yet it really works for me, and I don't really know why. I am quite surprised at the plentiful rapping sections, because yet again, VIVIZ and, you know, by extension G-Friend were not known to have a whole lot of rap sections. They were very much a vocal group. Oh, G-Friend was very much a vocal group back in its heyday. Not to say that they didn't have a rap section, but to have, you know, all three members kind of contribute into the flow portion of the song, it's like, huh, didn't know they had that in the locker, but I'm glad they decided to bring it out. It's like, it's a different side of VIVIZ, I feel like. And again, this is partially down to me just not remembering their last two eras for some reason, but a little bit outside of their comfort zone. And I like that. They're branching out, and they're branching out on track number one on the B-sides, track number 2 on the album. Oh my goodness, what are the possibilities for the rest of the album? So let's find out. Track number 3, this is Overflow. Lyrics by SZA and Buy More. Composition SZA, XXIO, Zexio. Isn't there a golf brand called Zexio? Anyways, Buy More again, and then Zexio and Buy More on arrangements. So it's looks like it's a team of 3 with a variation of a combination of 2. All right. Some of them, I think SZA is a name that sounds familiar, but I'm not very sure. Oh, the pre-choruses on this album. Wow. Oh, this is a little bit spicy in a very different way. Wow. The pacing of the song doesn't change, the beat of the song really doesn't change, but for some reason, the chorus has such a different feeling to it from the verses. But yeah, the pre-choruses on the B-sides so far have been spectacular. There's such an interesting swing to this chorus that the verses just doesn't have. It's also a very slow song. It's a song that's still in 4, but it's a very slow song with a really interesting swing to it. Drop it down one time. Oh, filter Unji's vocals for the final drop, okay. Take away the filter. And then into the smoothness, okay. No definitive conclusion at the end, too. They just kind of let the final note of that phrase ring, but we didn't get that conclusion note at the end. Very interesting. Yeah, it's a very smooth song in a very interesting way. It's got, again, that chorus has such a weird swing to it that I can't really describe why, but it works for me. I think it is kind of down to just how slow and delicate this song sounds to me. Like, there's a certain swing that this song has in the chorus that I keep rambling on about, but there's also this really interesting, really consistent, but really interesting pace that the verses have, where you just kind of, it almost feels waltzy in a way, where it kind of just like lilts back and forth, but it's a song written in 4, so it physically can't be a waltz. But it has the characteristics of a waltz written in 3. I've rarely come across a song that feels like this, and that's very interesting to me. Overflow is going to be one of those where I kind of have to let marinate a little bit just to really understand the nuances behind it, because this is quite a complex song, and in terms of like just going kind of out of the box and doing something a little bit out there, I commend them for it. That's very interesting. Ooh. Nope. Okay, Day by Day looks like that starts right away. Track number 4, Day by Day. Lyrics by Jongahari and Bay from 153 Jumbas. Composition Andreas Oberg, Felix Bach, Ashley Elisa, Freak Mulder. Arrangement Felix Bach and Freak Mulder. Couple of recognizable names on that list from every singles part, so let's see what this one's all about. That pulsating string section's interesting. Oh, hello, piano. Hello, synthesizer. Oh, this growth for the chorus is really pretty. I was kind of expecting it to be this low-key, quite chill, smooth song, and while it is chill and smooth, It's not low-key, it has stepped up nicely. And also, hello Una with your twinkling high notes. Shimby, shimby, shimby. Oh my goodness, vocal masterclass this one. Even Untie getting a little slice of that smoothness in there as well. Little post-chorus section too after the second chorus. Oh man, yeah, vocally this song is tremendous. They have no business going this smooth with this. Like, do you hear all the layers going on in this song? Oh, behave yourself, Yuna. Oh my god. Little string outro? Okay. Okay, what in the manner of all that is holy was that? My god. Vocal masterclass. That's it. Vocal masterclass. I was so distracted by the vocals, I completely forgot to pay attention to the composition of this song. But my god. Like, this is, for me, the best they've ever sounded. This song right here. It's unspeakably smooth. Like, we been knew that Yuna can sing really high with that airy, delicate voice first. We been knew that Shimby's capable of those high notes whenever she needs to, and we been knew that Untie can get really smooth with it. This is beyond anything that individually these members have done before for me, in that they have just raised the bar so tremendously high that it is genuinely going to be so hard to find something that vocally even equates to this for me. My god, it's... So the song itself really captures that late night evening commute vibe that I quite like recently. I've been listening to it a lot. The type of song where you can imagine playing in the background when you're sitting on like the bus watching the scenery go by on your way home from work, or if you're sitting on the train watching the scenery go by, driving in your car like after a night out, or coming home from work late night one night and you see like the street lamps going by. That's the kind of vibe that Day by Day has. But then you throw on the most buttery smooth vocal line in recent memory, with a vocal range that is so unspeakably wide and complex. Oh my goodness. Like, this for me might not take B-side of the year for me, but this technically might be one of the most impressive songs that I've listened to from a group this year. Oh. Okay, that right now is B-side of the album for me. But we still have one more song to go. This is Up to Me, lyrics by Danke La 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 Studio, very familiar name around these parts. Amanda Thompson, Andreas Ringblom, Dr. An, and Youngwoo on composition, Dr. An and Youngwoo on arrangements. No member credits anywhere on the album, which is a little bit sad, but hopefully the next album we get a little bit of member involvement. 'Cause I do say that whenever an artist gets some type of credit in their own project, it gives it a more like personable connection for me. And yeah, I'm hoping we get some on the next album. But in the meantime, let's finish the album strong. Here we go. Saving the energetic one for last? Hold on a second. Actually, if this is the type of song this is, sandwiching the entire album with Maniac and Up To Me is so smart. Are you kidding me? Oh man, this... Okay, Up To Me has just made B-side of the album very difficult for me. There's this indescribable energy that this song has that's like not bright, but that's like the best word that I can come up with right now. Take it into the bridge one time. Super delicate re-entry for the bridge too, I like that. Straight into the flourish, no hidden bells and whistles, just boom. Nah, like what? Why is this on the very final one? I'm like amped up. I want more music now. Oh man. Here's the thing. I usually explain this on every single album listen we do, but it genuinely is the case where I would probably say 9 times out of 10 a pop album will end with a ballad. It's just the natural place to put it, you know. Wind down the energy a little bit, it adds a nice emotional conclusion to the project, yada yada yada. There have been a handful of albums this year that have dropped the bangers at the very end, and I'm both extremely in love with all of the songs, but also extremely ticked off because that makes me want more music right away. Oh, wait, no, hold on, but Up To Me has no business going that hard. And it's like, for the most part, it's actually quite a subdued album, all things considered. But to sandwich the album with Maniac and Up To Me, and then having the little like slower, smoother stuff in the middle, that is a design choice. And one that I actually quite enjoy. In terms of album structure, having my 2 favorite B-sides be the final 2 songs reminds me a lot of Sejong's album. Like, my favorite songs, apart from title tracks, since that Moon album or the Door album had double title tracks, my favorite B-sides on that album were both the final 2 songs. The fact that VIVIZ have kind of done the same thing in regards to my favorite B-sides being the final two, that's wild to me, because usually my favorite B-sides sits somewhat in the middle of the album for me. And even though I'm a big sucker for a ballad, usually the energetic B-side will trump the ballad unless the ballad is really good. Up to Me has just made my life so much more difficult than it needed to be, because I was fully ready to accept the fact that Day by Day was going to be my favorite B-side on the album. I enjoyed it so much. It was so nice to listen to. And then all of a sudden, Up to Me is like, hey, don't count your chickens before they hatch yet, and then just drop this. Am I mad at it? No, absolutely not. I love the song to bits, and it's the kind of like light bubbly vibe that I think this album was missing for the most part, but just in general was missing from my life. Just hearing these three members do this type of music is almost nostalgic in a way, which is really interesting. And I think stylistically is probably the, on the far end of the brightness scale in terms of, I feel like in terms of their recent discography, not just in this, but even in comparison to the VIVIZ EP, I feel like this is probably one of their more brighter songs that they've done. And to drop it after the four songs prior on this Versus album, it's like, man, where has this been hidden away? And is this kind of an indicator of what's coming up? Now, I don't know how long BPM are going to take on VIVIZ's next comeback, and I don't actually remember what the last track on that VIVIZ EP was, but if there is kind of like a connection between the final song of the previous era and the first song of the current era, again, this is just entirely speculative at this point, and I don't even know if there is a connection, but if there is, and the next era has a connection to Up to Me, the next era is going to be a great time. Oh, yep. This album's got me. The last two songs on the album have definitely got me, but this album's got me. Is it my favorite? That's a good question, because I love that Beam of Prism album. I think the B-sides on it are spectacular. I think the title track is great as well. But the thing is, the title track for this Versus mini album is very good. The B-sides on the album also very good. I reckon if I let this album marinate a little bit, it could be up there. And in terms of the B-sides, yeah, Up to Me and Day by Day, I think it's going to be depending on the day, or like on a day-by-day case. Pun entirely intended, but yeah, those two can share B-side of the album for me, because that's just ridiculous. It's so good. But that is it for me with this Versus mini album by BVJ. I greatly enjoyed it. It's always great to jump back on board with these three, and just really the case with any project stemming from the GFriend members. Like, we've had Yuju on the channel a couple times this year. She had her comeback, her long-awaited comeback. She had her special single. Yedin had her solo comeback a little while ago. We have a VBG comeback again. I don't know what Soan is up to nowadays, but just to see them, still musically active just warms my heart, because at the end of the day, they might be in separate camps now, much like is with all the various Luna projects going on at the moment. They are at separate companies doing separate things now. But they will, in my heart, forever be the 6 members of GFriend. And it's like a warm hug again. But, yes. I gotta do the outro card properly. Jesus Christ. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today: let us work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world, whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness that may brighten up someone else's day-to-day. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, an ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.